Okay, I'm going to test out the live stream, see if we have audio real fast. Alright, let's do one more audio test. Alright, let's do one more audio test. Okay, we're good. We got audio. Hope everybody is good. Shout out to the truth people. Shout out to the Borg. You guys joined it, not me. Praise God for this wonderful world. It's a great place when you meet the right people or go to the right place. Just notice the creation and appreciate God. Alright, hopefully that doesn't happen again. Just had a kind of an audio issue. Okay, I'm gonna put a link to the voice channel if anybody wants to join. Alright, there's the link in the chat. Subjects are truth, biblical cosmology, TIs, cowards that protect child traffickers, the Borg, and other truth subjects. Here's our voice chat channel. It's a WIP by all means right now. Shout out to the Child Trafficker Protector Squad. Let's set up some music, man. Alright, I'm going to be messing around on the drum machine for a minute. I need to reprogram a few things, but uh, you know what? Actually, I need to put another link in. I'll do that in a little bit here. Happy Saturday. It's flat. Okay, that's probably going to be good enough. Okay, I gotta step out of the room for a sec. I'll be right back. I'm back. Yeah, so I'm gonna mess with a little music, a little bit of live music for a minute. See if anybody shows up. You might have to right click and open in a new tab, brother. Shout out to Parkway. Thanks for joining, brother. Alright, guys. I'm going to turn the music off for a sec here. Welcome. Are you able to talk, Coffee House, on Discord? I don't know if I have to, like, enable that or what. Not sure. Kind of new to Discord. Anyway, you're welcome to if you want to. Hope you guys enjoy the music. It's kind of a hobby of mine. I do it to worship God, basically. Yeah, so I mean, if anybody wants to talk, we can talk about pretty much anything. Um, like a pretty interesting thing I saw on my friend Joe's channel about Neuralink and Elon Musk yesterday. and they're basically testing the technology, the implants out on a couple pigs, which was sort of horrifying to watch, actually. So the whole thing just seemed like a big, like, ritual. You know what I'm saying? But that's part of the devil's plan to get everybody onto the hive mind control. You know, and people have already joined it for sure. All right, I think I'm gonna read a little bit out of this book I have in the meantime. Yeah, welcome everybody. Thanks for being here. And I'll get to this book right now. Okay, so actually let me zoom in a little bit. So we're continuing this book called The Great Cosmological Lie. All right, prove it. In this paper, we will show using straightforward examples that the reader can readily validate elsewhere to his own satisfaction where this scenario is false. We'll begin with the famous photo that NASA released in July 2009, 40 years after it was supposedly taken. The NASA website includes the following description. Quote, pictured above on 1969 July 21st, the ascending spaceship was captured by Collins making its approach with the moon below, the Earth far in the distance, end quote. As innocent as it may appear, the photo contains a glaring anomaly that proves it is fake. The moon, as seen from the Earth, has an angular size of about half a degree, very similar to the size of the Earth in the photo above. However, the Earth's diameter is about 4 times that of the moon, so the Earth as seen from the moon should look considerably bigger, about 2 degrees in angular size, as shown in the photo below. So it's just showing what size that the Earth would actually be according to that angular position and size. Okay, NASA has probably released the photo before they realized their error, but by then it was too late. The photo below is less well known, but it too contains a revealing error. Okay, after this page, I'm going to check the chat and just see, if anybody needs help getting onto the voice chat or anything like that. So it shows 3 astronauts, the person in whose visor we see a clear reflection, the white-clad astronaut in the middle ground who took the photo, and a third astronaut in the background on the left. Since there were 3 astronauts on each of the 6 moon landing missions, it might seem possible for 3 astronauts to feature in a photo of this kind, but not when you realize that the third astronaut on each mission always remained in the capsule orbiting above the moon and never came down to the lunar surface. The 2 photos above are given primarily as an introduction to the following proof that modern astronomy is based on an alternative model of reality. An alternative model of reality. It is well known fact that it is possible to witness a full moon from every location on Earth at least once every 30 days, weather permitting. Modern astronomy tells us that a full moon is produced only when the sun, Earth, and moon are in alignment as shown in the diagrams below. The first diagram shows how the moon must be slightly above the plane of the Earth in order to receive the unobstructed light of the sun, while the second diagram shows the location on Earth from which the full moon may be observed. And there's the diagram. So let me zoom out a little bit. You can see that. Okay, I'm going to check the chat right now. All right, yeah, guys, let me know if anybody would like to voice chat in the voice channel. More than welcome to. All right, no problem. Busy right now. Yeah, no problem. It's no big deal. Like, I just want to make people feel welcome, and like, if you want to chat a little bit, we can do that. All right, I actually have something we can check out. That would be pretty interesting. It's funny how I look for no wide angle lens, and all I get is a wide angle lens shot. I'll do even better, actually. Try this. All right, there's an example. Pretty good example of what a wide angle lens does to the photo or the video. So what do you think kind of lenses they have on the rockets that they're launching up into the sky? The one on the left or the one on the right? let's check out some more photos. That's a pretty good one right there. Yeah, that's way up there. 109,000 feet. That's so freaking high up there. I mean, look how close to the sun that it looks, too. And that horizon is like practically a straight line. It's really, really close to straight there. All right, let's check out a couple more. There's another one from over 100,000 feet high in the sky. That horizon. Look at that. God's creation. There's no movement, no spin. At least not the earth. There's a good one. How does that happen? Look at that. Shout out to the Flat Earth pilots. You guys know what's up. All right, let's see. What else can we check out? Let's check out. Trying to think here. What we can check out? Maybe paranormal. Something paranormal. That stuff interests me. Let's check it out. I have no idea. I have no idea if any of these photos are real, though. That's the thing. Pretty weird, though. That's pretty weird. It's so blurry, though. I can't even tell what the background is. It's just a horrible photo. I don't know. It just looks so outrageous. It could be fake, but I have no idea. I mean, I've had paranormal experiences, but it was like during sleep paralysis, so I definitely was not snapping a photo. I don't know. None of these other photos looks very real to me, but I mean, I think you'd have to just look really hard to find any real ones. All right, shout out to the belligerently drunk narcissists. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll have more interesting studies and live music. Check out a little bit of UFO action. Probably mostly fake, but let's see. Testing, testing. Hi, everybody. I might have a little background noise, but welcome to flat Catterday. I got some music ready to go for today. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Probably nobody will be in the chat because I do this just sporadically. So it's not like I expect that. Alright, here we go. I don't know, most of these look fake to me. Can you tell that's a tape cassette? All that fuzzy crap. Yeah, most of these photos look fake to me. Yeah, I actually saw a UFO, or I don't know what it was, in 2012. A couple rows of lights pulsing. Strange. Alright, I'm gonna put on a little Karen Stewart for a minute. If you're wondering what a TI is, or to get an idea of what it is.
Yeah, last time you asked me on, I had actually just finished writing an affidavit where I said, you know what, I did this investigation in Florida when I was there in 2015, 2016, and NSA had started up my harassment yet again. And so I had investigated and found out to my satisfaction that the Fusion Center was absolutely, totally involved and that they were the center of all of the stalking harassment in my case. And I think in the vast majority of cases, I think in some cases there's a nearby military base or post or something that actually is harming people and directing the harm to them. But in the vast majority of the cases, I do think that the fusion centers are basically getting the people together, training them, and sending them after us for money. You know, just to pretend that we're terrorists and there are 100,000 terrorists in their town when there might be three. You know, so I had done my investigation and I said, I think I better write this down. And then I wrote it all down in the most logical form I could think of, and then had it notarized, and I signed it, and I was offering it to people, for their cases or just for them, to have some kind of testimony to that effect. So it was kind of fortuitous timing. I was able to get on your show and talk about it and then send you a copy and say anybody who wanted a copy was certainly welcome to have it. In the meantime, I have gone to trying to do some interviews since December, and I know we're already in May, so it's not that big a deal. But since December, I'd done about 5 interviews, and one with Veritas Radio, I think 2 with Sons of Liberty, and I forget the second name. That there was a show that merged with them, and then Chris Door, Door. I did an interview with her, and one of the people that I knew said that she particularly liked that one because she thought it explained the gang stalking phenomenon pretty well, enough for her to send it out to people to listen to try to explain what was going on. And I've sent you links to all of those as well to give out if you wish, So like I said, I was rather happy to have done those interviews because it was to an audience that was not TIs. It was totally to a brand new audience. In fact, one of the interviews a little while back was with Richie from Boston.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw that on there. That's fantastic. To get an audience of non-TIs is one of the best things that we can do, because here you are, an NSA whistleblower, okay, right out of the gate just about, and they cannot doubt you. I mean, they're going to look at you.
Well, they can.
Well, they can, but it's not likely, So I think it's fantastic, and it's great to have you here. And what I was going to ask a question, but it totally slipped my mind. Let me see. The fusion centers. Now, you've hunted down all the proof apparently that you need through NSA to find out your information on fusion centers?
Actually, no, I didn't go through NSA. What I did in Florida, NSA had used their own people in going from about 2005 or 6 into 2009 to stalk and harass me because they wanted to fire me to keep me quiet about a honeypot operation that was going on at NSA. And they had stolen my credit for my work and stolen a double promotion meant for me to promote the woman who was sleeping her way through the Weapons of Space Directorate. And I'd found out and started asking questions. So they were desperate to get me the heck out of there, because they didn't want anyone to listen to me. So they did end up firing me in 2009, using the very same methodology that all of us are familiar with, in that they started rumors, they used slander and libel to say, oh, she's done something wrong, but we just can't tell you exactly what, but we need to fire her. And so they finally got some traction in 2009, fired me, excuse me, and I sued them. I finally found a lawyer, which was incredibly difficult because NSA was listening to my phone calls. And then I had one lawyer tell me that after I'd spoken to him about representing me and suing NSA for firing me illegally, retaliatory firing me for no cause whatsoever, he said that NSA had called him up and threatened him and said, if you represent her, then we'll basically destroy your practice. So that's what they had been doing for quite a while. And they probably did that to about, 20 lawyers and law firms. And I finally was able to get a lawyer to hire when I went out of state. I actually hired a law firm in Georgia. And after talking to all the lawyers I could in Maryland, Virginia, D.C., there were only 2 law firms in the United States that would take a federal case like that. One was in Texas and one was in Georgia. So I had to go out of state to get representation because NSA had so thoroughly sabotaged my efforts to get a lawyer.
That's the way it happens sometimes. If you're in one particular area, they poison that whole entire area, and the only way you can get any type of fair trial is to get away from there, correct?
Well, I guess they didn't expect that I would call this particular law firm, and I spoke to the head of the law firm, and I told him the story, and I said, well, NSA basically says I'm crazy, so that, people shouldn't shouldn't represent me because you don't represent crazy people and waste the court's time. And he said to me, he said, well, Mrs. Stewart, I've been talking to you for about 20 minutes, half an hour. And he said, I don't think you're crazy. And he said, we will take the case. And so they worked on it for quite some time. The unfortunate upshot of that was that they did get the case accepted by the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission in Baltimore. They did get it accepted by them, which means they looked at the case we presented them and said, okay, you have enough for us to actually hold a hearing at some point, so we will accept your case. So they took it and put it on the queue, put it on the hearing queue, and it sat there on the queue for 8 years. And in the spring of 2018, the judge either did this himself or he allowed somebody to get into my case sitting there at the EEOC under his auspices and strip it of every single thing in the case. And then he notified my lawyer and said, well, I looked at your case and you've got nothing. So I'm going to rule in NSA's favor and dismiss the case.
Yeah, that was terrible. I remember hearing about that. Are you ready to take questions yet?
Oh, absolutely. That's fine.
Okay, we have Marilyn from Ohio and Richard from North Carolina. Ladies first. Go ahead, Marilyn.
Hello, Ms. Stewart. Hi, Frank. This is Marilyn from Ohio, in Kettering, Ohio.
Hi.
And I hope that you're safe during this pandemic and with the targeting. I wanted to ask you, do you think that low IQ has anything to do with the people who are choosing to be predatory stalkers and hive mind R&M stalking? And I'm wondering if these people might be slightly off intellectually to kind of just stalk us for years and focus so much of their own personal life on one individual in such a global way. So what do you guys think about IQ and the perpetrators?
I think they're okay. Go ahead, Karen. I'll put my 2 cents in, I guess. I think their IQs are rather on the low side. It's opinion. Go ahead.
I was going to say that from the people, in Florida, when they started stalking and harassing me, at NSA in 2009, of course, it would have been the NSA security goons, is what I call them. And of course, using that term tells you right there what I thought of their IQ. But the civilians that they involved in 2015, 16, and beyond, I thought were rather dull-witted, a lot of them. Naive, dull-witted, criminally bent, people who are sociopathic in that they're not
Alright, let's check out the chat. I'm back. Had to make some food real quick. So that video is over. Here's a pretty good one right here. It's not that good, but yeah.
Born into a world full of snitches and gossipy girls. Can't really blame them as they prance and swirl. Came here to kick in doors, watch the Klingon scream. Better get on the floor, can't handle this thing.
Turn that frown upside down, landed firmly on the dirt, and rock it to the upside down, watching the unfolding word. Turn that frown upside down, landed firmly on the dirt, and rock it to the upside down, watching the unfolding word.
Born into a world full of snitches and gossipy girls. Can't really blame them as they prance and swirl. Came here to kick in doors, watch the Klingon scream. Better get on the floor, can't handle this thing. Born into a world full of snitches and gossipy girls. Can't really blame them as they prance and swirl. Came here to
with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thanks for joining me. Be back on later at some point or tomorrow. Thank you.